Gather around the table for yet another session of Dungeons and Drakfus, and today we have kind of a double feature, because the next one on the list is Scarlet Monastery. So there's actually two instances of that, and we're going to be trying to get these up both today as well as tomorrow, so that you guys can be able to have full access to that, and you can actually see that I'm at Scarlet Monastery right now. Let's go ahead and get started, but let's go ahead and get started with a little bit of lore. So I'm not sure if the Adventurer's Guide is going to tell this, but the Scarlet Monastery is home to the Scarlet Crusade. And for those who don't know what the Scarlet Crusade is that they are basically a group of basically a renegade faction of paladins who are solely interested in exterminating the undead scourge, and they don't care where that undead scourge is coming from. So they'll even hunt down the horde undead. In fact, this is actually in Terrasfall Glades right now. They'll hunt down anything that's undead and believe strongly in that cause. And there's a bunch of other problems attached to that, but they'll come in later instances. So let's go ahead and go into our first instance. This actually, fun fact, used to be four instances, and it's been since Mists of Pandaria when they upgraded it to a heroic version as well as a normal version and updated some of the bosses and things like that. They narrowed it down to two, basically by merging them. So there used to be four instances. There used to be the Scarlet Library, the Scarlet Graveyard, the Scarlet Armory, and the Scarlet Monastery. Shut up, I'm talking. Now they basically took the Library and the Armory and merged them together to make the Scarlet Halls. And then the other one is merging the Graveyard and the Monastery together to create Scarlet Monastery. So let's go ahead and start up with Scarlet Halls. And here it is. Let's just go ahead and walk on in. Already I can tell you, I still love this new portrait that they gave. And so now that we're in here, oh, there's a hooded crusader. That's interesting. And we can actually take quests from her. So, before we do that, though, Adventurer's Guide. Wrong one. Adventurer's Guide. Let's go ahead and go into the Scarlet Halls. The Crusade's fiercest warriors, those who have held their ground and fought to defend the monastery throughout these dark times, are rapidly preparing an army within the Scarlet Halls. These soldiers are bound by their hatred of the unliving, and they are willing to sacrifice everything for their order's righteous cause. And there's only a few bosses in here, but we're going to try and take them on as quick as we can. Oh, let's actually grab the quest from the Hooded Crusader.
Well met, monk. I mean you no harm. I'm here posing as one of the Scarlet Crusade, because they have become irredeemably corrupt and evil. I need your help to put an end to them once and for all.
So, rank and file.
First things first, let's kill some Crusaders. And when I say kill the Scarlet Crusade, I mean wipe them out. Root and branch, rank and file.
Okay, so 50 members of the Scarlet Crusade. And then, just for safekeeping, of course.
There is a book of great value to me here in the halls. Unfortunately, it's in the possession of Flameweaver Kegler. I've tried to get close to him before, but it's never quite worked out. You might have better luck. Just watch out. I hear that he's gone well and truly insane. The Flameweaver plans to burn every tome that they have in the library. He'll probably burn the Scarlet Halls down in the process.
So we'll take care of him. Oh, and our dog food didn't work out, so let's do this. Bucket of dog food! And that basically just turns the dogs against them. Oh, that's such a glorious process. But a little puddle of blood. Alright, now that we can bypass them, all we have to do is go over here. But first, we're going to take care of this Vigil Watchman. So again, this has been rebooted since Mists of Pandaria. So originally it was 4 instances, now it's just 2. So there's obviously some changes from what people remember. This is one of the big ones. So we basically use the shield for cover.
Attack! Another down! Do not relent! Keep firing!
Oh, that's cute. They think they can hit me.
Another down!
Do not relent!
Another down! Do not relent!
So our target here is Commander Linden, but he is not a boss. Thankfully, though, he counts towards the 50. So Fist of Fury! We just go over here. And this opens up yet another courtyard, which actually has our first boss. Now this one, I'm going to go ahead and just do this. Okay, so here is our first boss, which is Houndmaster Braun. This is actually a callback to the original one, where there was a Houndmaster, and he had a trinket where you could summon a little dog. With that being said, let's go ahead and go into his lore. Houndmaster Braun. The quickest and surest way to detect the undead is by the scent of the rot they carry. And even the most veteran soldier cannot match the olfactory sense of a hound. Houndmaster Braun has bred and trained a savage pack of canines to aid the Crusaders in hunting down their foes, living and undead. Alright, so let's go ahead and take on Houndmaster Braun. Hi there!
Did you hear? Release! I bleed! But I won't die! What? No. No! Stop! Obey your master!
Kind of a grisly end for him. Undone by the very dogs he made very savage.
So many how?
And I love that they kind of open that up. Alright, so move on into the armory. And we have even more Scarlet Crusade down here. And Scarlet Cannoneers! Well, we'll take care of you. There we go. So we're going to keep on making our way through here. This is actually kind of the setup. We were originally in the setup for the library. Now we're in the setup for the armory. And they just kind of merge the maps together. Oh, come here. I'm just going to make sure to kill all of you at once. There we go. All right, up the stairs. Now, here's the thing. With the armory, there was actually like 2 gauntlets of this thing. They decided to crunch it down. And those guys are pretty far off, so we'll go ahead and take on the next boss in the Hall of Champions, which just so happens to be Armsmaster Harlan. Originally, it was Herod, and I loved Herod back in the day, but they have since replaced him because he's long since dead. Armsmaster Harlan. The weapons of the Scarlet Crusade are many, and new initiates must be indoctrinated in the use of blade, hammer, arrow, and shield, effective tools against the undead. Armsmaster Harlan has dedicated his life to the art of wielding these indelicate instruments, and he is pleased to provide a demonstration for the Crusade's blasphemous enemies. So, let's go ahead and take him on. Yay! And Armsmaster Harlan is dead. But you also do get his axe as a model you can get, which is really cool. So that's Armsmaster Harlan. We took care of the Houndmaster. We've taken care of the Armsmaster, who's technically an optional boss. You can actually skip Armsmaster if you want to. I believe he doesn't have a key or anything like that, but let's go ahead and make our way even further. Oh, that's cute. You guys thought you could stand a chance against me. Oh, that's so cute. And now we're in the Gallery of Treasures, which will have probably these little piles of gold. I am not gathering them. That is such a pain in the butt to try and do. So if I miss one, not my fault. All right. Take care of these treasurers. Now, the reason I didn't go into, like, full depth on the Scarlet Crusade, we actually will be dealing with them in later expansions as well, because they've gone through a little bit of a lore reimagining as along the way. The other thing, too, that I forgot to mention is that when you're questing as a young undead, like a level 1 through 10 in the starting zone, you deal a lot with the Scarlet Crusade. Specifically, a story now that's been engineered to kind of help that along, but I'm not going to spoil that because that'll come along later, too. I know somebody's out there just like, well, we want to know the lore. You do, but I think you want to know it personally, because it's worth it. Alright, so that's all 50. We'll go ahead and just kill the remaining ones of you. And there's Flameweaver Kegler.
None shall know the Scarlet Crusades. Shame.
Shame, huh? That's an interesting thing to say. Hi, Flame Weaver.
You shall be.
We'll go ahead and just take care of him really quick and then go over his lore. And he has the Codex of the Crusade.
There are a lot of corpses out there. Nicely done, Drakfu.
And I believe there used to be a chest in here, but now he just drops it. Kneeling down, the hooded Crusader examines the Flame Weaver's corpse, looking for something.
Did you get the Codex?
All right. Before we actually turn this into her, let's go ahead and go into the lore of Flame Weaver Kegler. Flame Weaver Kegler trains the Scarlet Crusade's more magically minded adepts and... Let's try that again. Flame Weaver Kegler trains the Scarlet Crusade's more magically minded adepts in the subtle applications of the arcane. Fire is his specialty, and he has used his skills to burn the Order's historical tomes, erasing the Crusade's past failures. Apart from books, Kegler's flames have rendered many undead students and trespassers alike into piles of smoking ash. And again, he's a more recent addition. There used to be another Scarlet Librarian that we took care of. Let's go ahead and turn in these quests. Yes, here we go. Oh, wait, she actually says something brand new.
I'd say that we're about halfway done, wouldn't you? Scarlet Halls down, Scarlet Monastery yet to go. Don't be surprised if I disappear. I have to get over there quickly.
All right, so rank and file.
Great start, Drakfu. It won't be long now before the Scarlet Crusade is nothing more than an ugly footnote in the annals of history.
And then, just for safekeeping, of course,
it's imperative that I get my hands on the Codex. Ah, yes.
The hooded Crusader rubs her hands together gleefully at the sight of the Codex.
And now I have a checklist with the name of every Scarlet Crusader on it. You know, just in case any of them are unaccounted for. I don't like loose ends.
All right. And that actually is going to go ahead and do it for the Scarlet Halls. This is actually kind of a smaller instance to run through, but we will be back tomorrow with the Scarlet Monastery to finish up this massive place full of instances. We'll see you guys then.